we don't try to encourage to print in color. It's not as environmentally good to print in color because there's a lot more toner that goes out. Black toner goes a long way. So we encourage people to print black and white. A lot of departments have asked for just a black and white copier, so color is not even an option. Others ask for a color copier just in case, but they have a password block on the color. So if you, no matter what you print, it'll go black and white unless you have that password to go in and get your stuff in color.
So that's important to let the department know, because I didn't know that, and we do it all the time, we're printing color.
Tell me which department, and I'll contact them to make sure.
Mechanical aerospace.
Okay.
I mean, they're really wasting that. Every time I go to that office, I get really mad, you know.
Oh, I understand. I see a lot of waste everywhere all the time, so with the copier stuff. All right.
Okay, so another event that we've had is the annual swap surplus supplies event. So what it is essentially throughout the year we'll send emails out to the faculty departments, staff departments, and say, any supplies that you have that you bought that you no longer need, paper, staplers, file folders, pens, you name it, anything you can think of in an office that you would use. They package it up and centralized seating,
Centralized delivery.
comes and picks it up and brings it to the warehouse. We store it throughout the year, and then once a year we set it up all on tables. Last year was the first year we did it, and we had it in the USU ballroom. We had tables and tables and tables of supplies, as you can see.
Look at all the deliveries you can see.
And in that, we saved probably $16,000 in office supplies that didn't have to be repurchased by campus departments. So, and we got a lot of, thank you for having this event, it's really helped us. I mean, this year was our second annual. I had somebody come in from a department and say, do you have any pens? Our money is so tight, we can't even afford to buy pens in our office. So it's really helping with the budget and also just recycling these unused materials that people think they're going to need in their offices. And then they find out, oh, we ordered too much, or we didn't really need it. So it's one of our favorite events, and we our motto, reduce, recycle, reuse. And this is one of those events that we really promote and get a lot of positive feedback on it.
And we do get a lot of stuff that people just no longer use, like floppies or the zip drives. A lot of the desk organizers and 3-ring folders. A lot of people just don't use that anymore, so we'll get truckloads of that stuff. And whatever doesn't get picked up from CSULB, staff and faculty will donate to local schools. This year we had 4 different schools come by and pick up whatever they needed. Now the rest of the stuff, I always tell departments, even if you don't think anybody will want it, just send it over because we make sure that it's recycled properly afterwards. We put it in the right bin, it goes in the right place. So some of it, I would say about 1% of it really goes to recycling. Everything else is reused. This is property. This is a very cool program that we started last year, property realization. Everything, all university assets have to go through the property department. So what we've started doing is when somebody contacts us and says, I don't want this bookshelf anymore, I don't want this desk, or I have 4 chairs that we don't want. So what we do is we gather it for a couple weeks or a month, and we send it just with the pictures of everything, and then we send it out to all the departments, and we say, hey, we have this kind of furniture here. Does anybody need any of this? So we don't have to get rid of it, and then departments don't have to buy new furniture. And I am happy to say that over 50% really goes back into this campus. Now, after a while, if nobody wants the furniture, we donate it to nonprofit organizations. We have determined that only something completely unusable will be taken apart and put in the recycling bin. We're trying to reuse absolutely everything. So we just donate it to whoever can use it.
Another one of the programs that we're doing on campus is through our vendor office supply. And they just came out with this program last year. It's basically called a boomerang box. So what they do is they deliver your office supplies in these reusable boxes. And so the truck driver comes to your department, leaves the supplies in the box. And then they estimate that the boxes are reusable up to 15 times. So that's one way for us to keep the cardboard out of the landfill. And then what happens is Ellie's department comes and picks them up from the departments. And then it's a whole recycled Office Max and picks them up from receiving, and the process starts all over again. So it's a pretty cool program that we like here on campus.
Yeah, and we've been very lucky since we implemented the centralized delivery where somebody goes to the entire campus once a day to deliver their mail, print staff and everything. We've been able to utilize that trip for them to do a lot of sustainability stuff for us. And there's a few more programs that are coming up that we'll tell you about. But they're able to pick up these boxes and store them so they can be reused. And here's the next program.
Yeah, this is another program that we partnered with our vendor Office Max. And essentially what it is it's a collection of writing instruments. It can be whiteboard markers, pencils, pens, the little white tape things that you white out with. We recently added the tape cores, anything that's plastic or a writing instrument. So essentially we've delivered these boxes throughout the campus. On the purchasing website, you'll find where all the locations are. So basically for every pen, writing instrument that is deposited in here, 2 cents comes back to the campus. So, and what we're doing is we're using those to further sustainable events, whether it be Why We Care or water for the swaps, surplus supplies. But what we're doing is we're just recycling that money back into our program. And anything you want to add on that?
And then this is another thing that centralized delivery would go and pick up from the departments once it's filled up. The math department has been incredible. They actually need additional pickup once in a while because they fill it up so quickly. Once centralized delivery picks it up, we fill these bins and send it off to Office Max. And then all the writing utensils are turned into other plastic products like these laundry bins and things like that. But none of them are going to the landfill. And I want to make sure you didn't miss this. 153 pounds of so far has been kept from the landfill.
And that's in about 1 year of the program. So I know there's a box in the student union at the information desk. So if you guys, once your pins run out, make sure you deposit them. So our favorite event, Why We Care. I'm going to tell how it came about.
Okay, so we were at a sustainability conference in UC Davis last year, and after talking to people, listening to lectures, we thought, we're trying so hard to push through these programs, and people just don't understand why we're doing it. So we thought the best thing to do is really show them why do we need to live more sustainably, work more sustainably. So we came up with this event, and we called it Why We Care, because that's exactly what it was. We needed to show people why we care so much, because people would roll their eyes at us like, oh, again, you guys.
And your green ideas.
I know, you and your green ideas. And so we thought we really needed to let people know why we care so much. What is this land pollution and ocean pollution? Like, we don't see it, we're good, So we wanted to show them where it can be seen. So what we did is we did a ton of research, and we have some really good people on our team, really smart people on our team too, that did a lot of research, and we put these boards together, and these are all the topics that we covered. Major green initiatives, environmental issues, land pollution, air pollution, what climate change is, what happens with your food waste, why grow organic, why eat organic, what are GMOs, and then what CSCOB is doing. So once we scared all these people, how bad things are, and people were starting to panic, we're like, wait, hold on, go to the next section, and now we can calm you down a bit because we're doing so much. And there's a lot of people out there who do a lot to save the environment. So we showed what the 49er shops are doing, what the Japanese gardens are doing, one of those examples being the LED lighting. ASI, the student government, the Green Campus interns, the Green Campus interns are also the ones who help us with the IPENS and the Green Office certification. So what the academic departments are doing, financial management, of course we had like several boards because we got to tell everybody what we do. And then PPFM, physical planning, and then we had a couple boards of what you can do to start living a little more sustainably. And then upcycle and repurpose, and we had many ideas, very simple ideas, how you can reduce your carbon footprint.
And I believe we're posting this, or have we posted it?
Not yet.
Okay.
It's gonna be posted, I'm gonna say about 2 weeks. It's gonna be posted on the sustainability website. The Why We Care, not our presentation, but the Why We Care presentation, all the research we did, months and months of research. So that's gonna be on the website. Oh, look, it saved the last slide. So we just wanted to thank you for listening to us. And we have some gifts for you. They're all made out of scrap materials and leftover stuff that otherwise would go in the recycling